So you're thinking about moving to Crowley, Texas. Well, today we're going to be doing a Google Map evaluation of Crowley, Texas. We want to look at it from Google Maps. We can get a good aerial view of how Crowley relates to Fort Worth, Arlington, Fort Worth, and some of the other surrounding suburban cities. Before we do, if this is your first time to the channel, be sure to click that subscribe button and be sure to also to click that bell for notifications so you'll be the first to know about any changes in the Crowley area. And as always, we get calls, texts, and emails every day from people just like you that are thinking about relocating here to Crowley, Texas. And, whether that move is going to be a week away, next month, or even next year sometime, we'd love the chance to chat with you and connect with you. So give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. We'd love to help out or answer any questions you may have about the Crowley area or any of the surrounding cities even. So jumping in, we're going to move to a Google map view. I'm going to share my screen with you, and we are going to look at a map view of Crowley, Texas. So if we look here, this is going to be Crowley. And we're going to zoom out. We're going to zoom out here and just look at Fort Worth. So we see Dallas over here to the east. We are basically directly south of Fort Worth. And you're maybe a touch on the west side, but really basically south. It really feels like Fort Worth stops here. I know it goes over a little further, but Arlington has kind of been growing so fast that you're basically directly south of Fort Worth. There are several areas in Fort Worth that you need to know about, especially depending on your job situation. You may be in a situation where you're working, say, over here in Benbrook. Very quick trip. You're there very fast. And Benbrook is just on the outskirts of Fort Worth. There's going to be another little suburban city, kind of like Crowley or Burleson. We're going to do a separate video of that here pretty soon. So looking at Crowley, if you were going to travel from here to, say, Lake Worth, well, let's do White Settlement. That'll be a good one to go to. So directions, Crowley to White Settlement. If we look at the distance there, you're 27 minutes, 20 miles. So a little suburban area in Fort Worth. That's not even northern Fort Worth. If we were to go northern Fort Worth, we would be going to Keller. And if we did that, let's take White Settlement out. You're looking at 46 minutes, 31 miles, 46 minutes to get from Crowley to Keller. So that can be a significant drive time. So Crowley is going to be more for the folks who are probably working in the southern Fort Worth area, maybe even the central Fort Worth area. If you go in and take this out, and instead we just put a spot here, you're looking at 22 minutes from Crowley to central Fort Worth. 22 minutes. Not too bad. You also have some areas around Crowley that are also pretty nice. So if I were to get this out. So Crowley is here. Cleburne is another city that we did some videos of. This is more of a rural city. It is smaller, less traffic, cheaper prices. But if you're working Fort Worth, that becomes a more significant drive. If you go over this way, you have Benbrook here. This is another little suburban area that gets, it gets pretty busy, and it gives you very quick access to Fort Worth. But you're, only 10 minutes from Benbrook. Burleson is another major city that is quickly growing. It's going to be almost like a twin of Crowley. It's going to be very similar. I have lots of similar growing pains, infrastructure, road work, things of that nature. Then you have, if you just look at the map, you have Grandbury is down 377 here. Crescent is so small, it's really not worth mentioning. Great area, but there's not like a city, or I mean, it's not much there. You have a little train track that is there. You have a couple of nice neighborhoods, Bear Creek, that's here. But looking at Crowley, you have this proximity to these cities. So there's also potential if there are job opportunities that are around here. Crowley may prove a good spot to drive to these areas. So you might have a spouse that works in one of these areas, and you may work in an area that is in Fort Worth. This could be a good midpoint for some of these markets. You have Weatherford up here, which is another pretty big market. We got a video coming out of that pretty soon. So looking at the Fort Worth area, let me get some of this out. If we were to look at Crowley here, the major part of the city, we did a video of downtown Crowley. Let you see where that is located. So it's here. Okay. So let me zoom out. So in the video tour, when you see me going around and showing you some of the restaurants and some of the areas that are around, and the drone footage, that drone footage is going to be here. We're right in here for the downtown video. So that gives you some perspective of where we're at. Let's look at some of the main streets, some of the main roads. You've heard me speak primarily of Chisholm Trail Parkway. It is right here. It is a major street that you can travel to get into Fort Worth very quickly. If you use this road, your access to Fort Worth is much quicker, and you have much less traffic issues. So if you're going around at 10:30, there's not a lot of traffic at 10:30. If you're going at 7:30, then Chisholm Trail becomes a very valuable resource to potentially use. So Chisholm Trail Parkway is here. I-35, this is going to be the way that you would go at 10:30 when you don't have to worry about as much traffic. I-35 at 4:30 in the afternoon is going to be jam packed. So having access to Chisholm Trail at that stage may be more valuable for you. But those are the two main streets that you're going to use to navigate around Crowley. If you are looking to get to, say, Benbrook from Crowley, you're probably going to be traveling down this road here. You're probably going to take this cutover road to get there. Just go all the way down, and then you hit 377 until you get to say Grandbury. You also have a quick access to Highway 67. So 67 is here, and it's going to travel along. So if you were to take either 35 or 174 to 67, you would hit 67, and then you could travel to Glen Rose, which is here. Lots of different activities, dinosaur parks and things there. So some people will travel from the Crowley area to Glen Rose. Had several folks actually that have moved from Crowley to Glen Rose. As the Crowley grows and expands and population grows, Glen Rose is a little bit more rural, so you have people that are moving that direction for those purposes. So I hope the map view has been helpful, giving you some a bird's eye view and some pointers about what to expect living and traveling from Crowley to Fort Worth or Benbrook or wherever. So I hope you found this helpful. And if you have any questions, if you want to find out any information, feel free to reach out to me. Give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. Love the chance to chat with you or get to know you. And if I don't see you, or if I don't hear from you, I hope to see you around Crowley sometime.